So I wanted to ask you, obviously we know you primarily as moviegoers from Avatar and from Star Trek, and these are these big futuristic sci-fi, CG, green screen affairs. This is a very down-to-earth, gritty, real sets, real action, real guns. Tell me about some of the differences between the futuristic green screen world and then doing a movie like this where you're like on the streets.
Well, the preparation is just as arduous for both. For the challenge for me, which shooting this movie was a first, was shooting in so many different cities. In 3 months, we started shooting interiors in Paris, and then we went to Chicago, then New Orleans, and then we finished it off in Mexico for a month and a half. And also these scenes were shot out of sequence as well, where you can see, I was running down a hall in Paris, and then a month and a half later in Mexico, I was opening the door from that sequence in Mexico, and you're like, what's going on? So you have to constantly stay in that zone and stay in shape and continue to follow the consistency of it. That was new for me. I learned a lot from it, and it's not my cup of tea. If I have to do it again, I would, because obviously you have to, but it wouldn't be something that I would want to choose to do. That said, this movie was just as challenging physically as it was emotionally as any other movie. For me, it was much more emotionally challenging than the physicality, because I've never played a character that had to deal with so much hate and hurt at the and with the intensity that she felt it.
And be in almost every frame of this movie.
Exactly.
It's a lot to carry.
And there was a level of innocence that she had, with feeling that she was bulletproof, that she was never going to get caught doing what she does. And it made sense to me to have her be that way, because what she lost, she was so young when it was taken from her. So she kind of froze in time and didn't really have an opportunity of ascending into adulthood appropriately and normal. So that's why she's such a good assassin. And it's because she's really innocent. If you ever think about consequences, you hesitate. She doesn't hesitate until she's forced to.
I understand you sent yourself to a little bit of a Luc Besson film school. You watched La Femme Nikita and all those movies.
I didn't need to. Like I know them by heart. You know, I grew up being completely in love with Nikita and Matilda and Lilu. I thought they were just such great characters. What I love the most about them is that they were lethal, and they were so stealth, but they were innocent. Like, look at Nikita. Like, she was thrown into the world after a while. She didn't even know how to cook, how to fall in love, how to do laundry, how to do this, and she had to learn all these things that normal people do. Matilda, you know that little girl was gonna grow up not enjoying life the way, or seeing life in a very different light than most of the little girls her age. And Lilu she was supposed to save the universe. But she was so innocent about it. And I that's the one thing that I was always enamored with, his female characters. And I feel like he, as a filmmaker, the one thing that he and James Cameron have in common is that they're unapologetic about showcasing a woman's masculinity without taking away her beauty and her fragility. That's why I respect Luc Besson's Femme Fatales and Jim's Ellen Ripley and Sarah Connor.
I will not stop until you feel what I felt all these years. And now I'm gonna finish it.
Never forget where you came from.